This is Mario with MIA Microflight once again, and this is one of the machines that I recently purchased, and I've been doing some test parts. The machine was running great until this part right here, and you can see how this is my second time trying to print this group of parts. This was the first run, and it started shifting. The machine shifted. I walked away from this print, and then by the time I came back, it had already shifted. So I decided to reslice the file, or to reslice the STL file, and load it back on the machine, and started doing the same thing on the this would be the y-axis. It looks like it's shifting. We can see here it's shifting in this direction here, and so I decided to just turn off the machine. I'm going to pull these parts away here, or these failed prints here, with that in mind, that it's shifting this way. So I started looking at the table, and the table had this there's a lot of flex here. And I'm going to so I decided to undo these knobs, these threaded nuts, I guess, or wheels, and I'm about to pull this completely out of the base here, and see if there's and see if perhaps this needs a little bit of an adjustment on this unit here. And sure enough, this has a little bit of play here. So you can see this is moving here, but it may also have to do with these with the hotbed surface sitting on top of here. So maybe I need to tighten these compress these springs a little bit better, tighten it up, and redo the calibration here. So I'm about to do that, and just want to capture this on video, and hopefully that'll do it. I'm also noticing that this is very, very tight here, so I'm going to maybe loosen this up so it's a little bit less tighter than this. So I don't know if it's binding on this axis here. It does feel like it's not as smooth as this one right here. So this one seems like it's a little bit tight. So I'm going to work on these sections here of the machine. I'm going to fix this issue here that's got a little bit of play sideways up. So you can see how it's shifting there. And I'm going to loosen this up, put these back on, and tighten these a little bit tighter, meaning, I'm going to compress these springs a little bit better with the hotbed. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to come back to the video, run a print, and see how that goes. I was also running into an issue with a file. And it may have to do with the file being too large, perhaps. But I did a group of prints that were fairly large size prints, that I grouped them together, and I ran my slicer on that group of files. And then when I came to print here, I would select the file. It was selected, but I wasn't able to go back and stop it or cancel it. And so I had to just basically reset the machine. So I don't know if that's an issue. It was an issue with that particular file, or there's something in the firmware. I was hoping to get a hold of somebody at Two Trees today. I did go on their website and via chat, and I sent them a request for technical assistance. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to take care of this, because this is something that I can take care of. And use. Typically, I would prefer machines that allow the user to do these adjustments, because I am just one of those people that likes to have that type of control, versus having a machine that's totally that doesn't have those provisions to allow the user to make adjustments. The more you understand the machine, the more you know about the machine, the better you're at, in resolving any issues that you may have. They may creep up with the machine. My Anycubics i3, they print beautifully, but they have to be adjusted, to the point where that type of efficiency for so that all the parts are able to print with consistency, and you can repeat the same print over and over again, and not have failed parts. And so, in order to do that, you have to know the machine, you have to know the mechanics, and be able to calibrate it properly, so that the machine performs to its highest levels. And so this machine, I just up to this point right here, I just opened up the machine, and I've been running parts, without doing any sort of tweaks or adjustments. But I am noticing that this is loose here. So they do in the instructions, to just to illustrate the those things that you should make sure that that is adjusted. I mean, you should never trust the manufacturer, when you have a machine that's semi assembled or semi ready to run. You should always double check all the mechanical components, make sure that everything is running true. They do give you this diagram here that where it says check and adjust before you use. I already went through that in my first or second video, I believe. This right here, it says check whether the 4 leveling spring screws are tight. I didn't make them tight, but I made them snug. So maybe I needed to make these really tight, or tight can be how tight do we need to make that. So it doesn't specify here. It just says tight. So tight can be really tight, or semi-tight, or loosely tight. So that's something to take note, when you're adjusting these machines, I guess. No error codes whatsoever. They do give you a questions and answers with regards to the. Let me go back to that previous sheet. Question and answer section with regards to the screen. If you have a white screen, they tell you what to do. With regards to the motor, with regards to the card, with regards to the extruder, with regards to the hot bed, motherboard installation method. I didn't have to go through this because the motherboard was installed. I did open this to see the motherboard and see if anything was out of place. No, everything was properly connected. The LEDs were flashing as the heater goes through the cycles of heating on and turning off, so that was fine. I didn't have to mess with this driver description. I guess if you're installing new drivers, this is what you have to do. This I'm going to I don't want to get too deep into this level here, because I don't think you need to. At least they don't tell you that. This is just for reference in case you need to change the driver at a later time, I believe, or you want to install another driver for maybe a second extruder, stepper motor. So I didn't go through this, but I probably will double check the voltages here at the points that they mentioned to measure the current and voltage. So, but I'm not worried about that, because this is not. I don't think this is a voltage issue. I think this is more mechanical. Having looked at the parts, the way they're shifting, and just by nature of this right here. So it is. Yeah, it does have sideways play. So I'll fix this, and I'll come back to this video in another segment. Stay tuned for more.